Hello. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's really bright. Oh, this camera sucks. Is that better? That's not better. Let me just not do that. Is anybody in here? Hello. I'm waiting for Tony. He's late, as always. That is the gray mare. Hello, what's up? Hi, I am okay. I do have a little slight injury that I'm getting checked out on Monday. Can you guys hear me okay? It was my first time going live on YouTube and I don't know what I'm doing. So if you could give me some pointers and tell me if I'm doing all right or not, let me know. Besides, loud and clear. Awesome. Sorry if there's some background noises. My dogs are going in and out of the doggy door nonstop. And I'm blind. Maybe I should look at the comments on here. Tony was supposed to join me and he's got a spot right here, but he's not quite here yet. So just waiting. We're alive. Come here. I got a seat for you.
Oh,
right here, yeah.
You're fine. Do stuff.
One of us has to change now. What are you wearing?
Oh, geez. I was cold for a second.
That's fine. And we're both like not even on the
Oh.
I can't fix mine, only have one arm. Is that better? I need yours. It's broke. I'm sorry. Why are you sitting all the way over there? You don't want to sit next to me?
No, it's too close.
What's wrong with you?
This is weird.
Will I pilot the gray mare Snowflake? I will never drive the Snowflake because it scares me that it means so much to you.
You already drove it.
Okay, I'll never drive it fast. I drove it on the motor and it went like 950s. 980s.
We have it right here. Show the people.
Speak loudly.
Speak loudly.
I think. You might have to put one of these things in. Yeah, I'm going to put you got to speak.
What is that?
I think this is what we're using for the audio. Whoa, it just went weird.
It did?
Yeah.
You may hear us now?
I don't know.
That's weird.
What? Yeah, the camera on the computer sucks. What?
What are you stressing out about?
What are you doing?
I was looking at that thing.
What are you looking at?
Well, talk.
I am talking. So yeah, I'll never drive the I'll never drive Snowflake again. I drove it on the motor a few years ago. Tony's had the Snowflake for probably 22 years. And that scares the crap out of me. So I don't want to drive something that means that much into a wall.
That should happen.
Dog's name's Marley. Come here. This is Marley. He's my mutt. He's a lab shepherd mix that I got from the pound like 10 years ago. 10 years almost exactly. And he was about 9 months old at the time. And then the other one is the Boston Terrier. He's deaf, so I can't call him, but his name is Jello. And he's a jerk. Come here, Jello. Hey, come here.
Still trying to find that path.
Hear him trying to growl at me because I'm picking him up. Oh, this is Jello.
He's just an asshole.
You're not supposed to say those bad words. It's not okay.
I always skip over where it's at. Marlon.
Do I have an echo? Someone said you have an echo when you use multiple devices. I'm just using my computer with my AirPods attached to my computer for audio. I know nothing about this. So
Where's the camera at on that?
the camera is on the top right there.
Oh, I see.
Right there. What is that?
That's you.
You have to get closer to it.
I feel like a dork.
Why? Because you have a thing in your ear?
Yeah.
You feel like you're a businessman? About to make some business deals?
Yeah. Oh, you can read the comments?
So, yeah, I have it on my phone just to read the comments because I'm blind and I can't see them on the computer.
I need to do stuff on
You don't know, you gotta sit here
No,
with
you
me.
do.
No, I'm so awkward. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Get back here. Come
Just
back.
answer the questions.
I cannot. I need your assistance
It's fine.
because you're my assistant.
I'm your assistant.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna go over kind of what happened at Streetcar Supernationals. We got there Wednesday. We got there Wednesday kind of late, so we didn't make a lot of passes. I think we made 2 passes. The first one was absolutely nothing, couldn't use anything, didn't leave the line. And then the car coughed and wouldn't go. Second pass we spun. Did we? Or did we?
No, the second pass went down.
Oh, second pass we took a bunch of power out of it and it went down. Thursday we were able to make 2 passes. I believe we spun both. One of them we spun at the shift. Why can't I remember? This is why I need notes. I don't have notes.
Yes, 2 more on. No, I think.
We made 2 on Thursday.
1 in each class. We changed tires. No, we didn't change tires.
We changed tires Friday morning because we spun on Thursday all day.
Well, let's look at the fact checker here because I have video. Hey, buddy. The fact checker video.
Fact checker video. Friday morning, we made 1 hit. Felt really good. Did like a little wheelie off the line. And then at 0.8 into the run, I broke the rear gear and the blower hub drive at the same time. And Friday we had to start the girls race. What?
So you broke both.
Yeah, so we had about an hour to fix all that before we had to start the girls shootout. And I ran around, asked a few people if they had another blower hub drive. We had a set of gears already because this guy has weird intuition. And a few months ago, he had a feeling I was going to break the gears.
It is an 8.8, right?
8.8. It is an 8.8 we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Ended up finding a blower hub drive from Kenny Hubbard, who tends to always have the parts that I need and always saves me when we're at the track and I break anything blower related. So we got it all fixed. We barely made it to the first round of the girls race.
It spun both passes.
Both passes, yeah.
So it only had 1 down the second pass.
Second pass on Wednesday, which we barely made 2 either. And, whoa. Got a whole 52 people.
What?
So we got it all fixed Friday. We went up to race. We were first pair down on Friday for the girls' race. I came up to the line, lit my first bulb. The girl I was racing lit her first bulb. I went and lit the second bulb and was kind of bringing it up a little bit, just waiting for her to light the second bulb. I believe she was a turbo car, so nitrous, really? Oh, I thought that's why I was confused because I thought she was turbo and she was like trying to spool up, but no, she lit the first bulb and got like all the way on the chip. Never lit the second bulb, and she was on the chip for a few seconds and then just left. So I was just sitting there waiting for the tree to drop. Tree never dropped. So I got on the brake and then left and made a really good pass. Like it went pretty fast. It spun a little on the shift. I pedaled it, got back in it. It was straight. It was great. Went through the finish line and the car spun right at the finish line, fraction of a second before I lifted. And the car went hard right. I tried to correct it and go left. The car didn't respond at all. It kept going right, hit the right wall, bounced off the right wall, went straight head on into the left wall, bounced off that wall, and then went back and hit the right wall again. So it was not exciting, definitely. I was able to get out of the car on my own. I realized that I hurt my arm. Didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't go to the doctor until the next day.
Yeah, I didn't think my arm was that bad. The EMT there said that he thought my arm was broken, but like I could move my hand. I could do this kind of. It hurt, definitely. I didn't think it hurt that bad. I could move my fingers pretty well. I could like turn my hand. So I didn't think it was broken. I refused to go to the doctors with the ambulance that day. I checked into a urgent care thing online where they're supposed to text me to go in, and they never texted me that night. They texted me the next day. I went in. They said since it was the next day, I'd have to check in again. It'd be 4 hours. So I got a little grumpy with them and left and went to the emergency room. Emergency room took x-rays, told me that my arm is broken. And they put a splint on it. So yeah, that was that. I was able to like take video of everybody else that we had there with us, going down. I think two of our guys were still in two classes when they called it. They called it Sunday night. They had way too many oil downs. They called it Sunday night, 2:30 a.m. I guess at Monday morning, 2:30 a.m. So they just had so many oil downs that took way too long to clean up, and it was a lot. And usually that race is done by 6 p.m. on Sunday, and you have time to go out and get dinner or see a show, and it's great, but not this time. It was something in the air. Everyone decided to.
There was people with diapers piercing their diapers, the rods, and oiling down the track still.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, well, you need to require that people have diapers on their cars to prevent the oil downs. Well, most of the people that were oiling down the track had diapers, but it was either the transit would.
It was just unfortunate.
It wasn't good. What do you think of this year's SCSM overall? It was a mess. It was a complete mess. Track prep was not there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the compounds available now for track prep. I don't know. But usually SCSN, you can put all the power you can to the track, even on the crappy tires that I was on last year and this year. Like it
possibly, I think all the oil downs were causing them to use more prep. for the oil downs, and they just had to regulate it to finish the race on Sunday. You don't want to run out.
So I'm just saying, Wednesday the track was terrible. Thursday the track was terrible. Friday the track started to get better, but I mean, I spun on the shift. Greenberg spun on the shift. A lot of people were spinning.
Until Saturday. Saturday night was pretty good. A lot of the pro cars spun too. Pro 275 cars spun, but that radial track doesn't get used throughout the year, so they.
It's not just that. Like last year, it was fine, but last year was the first year of the 4 lanes, wasn't it? Or was it the year before?
No, it was a few years back.
Well, it was that long. It wasn't a typical streetcar. I look forward to going to Streetcar Super Nationals every year because it's great, because the track prep is great. They get things done. If you have an oil down on the slick tire lanes, you run the radial cars while you fix that. Like things just get done quickly, and it just didn't happen.
They would oil down the radial side, start prepping it, and then after it was so bad that then he would start running the slick tire or the bracket racers in the other lane, the other track, and then they would oil down. So you had both shut down for hours, and when you have a lot of downtime, it kind of takes the fun out of the evening. From what I got, there was people leaving before as they were still entered in classes, they were leaving. But
that was another thing. There was Holder raced that other Nova. Holder beat this Nova, and then the Nova showed up for a chip pull and pulled a chip and was in the lanes ready to race one of our friends, even though he lost the previous round, and nobody caught it until our friend's wife went up to someone and was like, hey, this guy isn't supposed to be here. And they let that guy run anyways. That was a big issue there.
Not run.
They didn't run him. They didn't let him run and give him the opportunity to win. They just said, well, you're already here. Go ahead and make a pass, but you're not going to win no matter what because you were out last pass. But he oiled the lanes down. And that was at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know who made that call, but that was a bad call. I don't know. There was a lot.
Last year was awesome. Last year was a good event. And I don't think Jake's first event was kind of a mess. It was still fun, but it was a mess because it was overwhelmed with people. And then he rectified the situation and made it, better for the racer to be involved.
The car is not fixable. It definitely got shorter by a few inches, and it got skinnier by a few inches, and it would cost more to fix that chassis than it would to buy a new one. Maybe, I don't know. Some crazy people want $9,000 for junk now.
Well, you got to understand too that we had to cut part of that cage out to make it better. Can you hear me without this in there, or does it have to be in there? I look like a gay.
You don't look like a gay. It's fine. Yeah. You're not supposed to say those words. It's bad. Yeah, so the car is gone. It's not a total loss because we can still use a lot of the parts on it. I'm pretty sure the rear end is still good. I don't know if we're going to use that rear end though. It's an 8.8. We might go 9-inch with the new car. Pretty sure the motor's still okay. We're definitely going to pull it out and go through it and check everything.
I spun it over. Well, it's funny when you crash the car and then people just start like vultures. Hey, you got
yeah, I'm definitely missing parts because my friends broke some things and we all have similar motors, so they were just stealing parts off my car. It was just there for a little parts car for all the guys that were still racing. At least it served a purpose for the rest of the weekend.
It rolled back in the trailer with different tires on it, so probably have.
I'm gonna stay Maverick. If I buy a Comet, I'll probably change taillights and everything to make it a Maverick. I don't need a full-blown car that runs and drives. I don't even need a car that rolls. I just need a frame, roof and quarters. I do need a passenger door. I have a driver's door already. I have all the glass.
Well, the passenger door on this car is still good. I mean, the driver door.
Yeah, the driver's door.
Not the passenger door.
The passenger door is not okay.
The passenger door.
It's not okay.
The passenger door has some issues.
Let me see. I mean, the picture is on the thumbnail for this.
I wore my Gray Mirror t-shirt yesterday.
We need to do more Gray Mirror t-shirts.
It's old and has the Team Z logo on it. Yeah, we're gonna make some new ones.
We need to make some new ones.
I've been slowly telling people it's not a stick shift anymore, and for right now.
It's going to be a stick shift again. Let me see if this will work. So this is, well, this is the car. Let's not show you my notifications. This is the car that hit the wall pretty good. So all of that is pushed in. And that door, that's a passenger side. That door is overlapping the quarter panel about 3 inches or so inside of my car on the floor. So there's like a panel where all my wiring's at, and then there was the intercooler box, like where you put the ice and the water. Those used to be like this far apart. Now they're touching. So there's a lot of things that are out of place on that car, and it just wouldn't be feasible to put it back together. And it sucks. I've had that car for 9 years. Yeah.
Part of it.
I'm not going to get emotional. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. Yep. So, say some things. I need to. This is what I need to hear. Say some words. Do some things. I don't know.
So we're gonna build another car, but it doesn't need to be. It'll be safer and better. Having a parachute on that car, which we have the mount right
Yeah.
now.
Let me. That'll help me get my mind off of this. So we had this that we were supposed to put on before the race, but we ended up losing time or running out of time. So this is the first ever electronic parachute launcher. So it has a solenoid here that actually launches it. So you can put it on a button, you can have it on a lever, you can put 6 different things in your car to set it up, or to deploy the parachute. And that's the only thing that would have saved me. If I would have pulled a parachute as I was going through the finish line, it would have pulled me straight and everything would have been fine.
Well, I think
I may have still grazed the first wall, possibly, but I mean, it would have saved my arm. It would have saved a lot of things, because I'm pretty sure most of the damage to my body was done on the second hit. So this is definitely going to go on the new car when we build it. Another thing I want to address, a friend of mine was in the lanes at Streetcar Super Nationals after I crashed, and happened to overhear someone talking about me and how they said, "Oh, don't worry about it. She'll have a car back up in no time. All her sponsors will pay for it, and they'll just throw money at her." And I want to dispel those rumors. I don't have any sponsors that give me money. I'm sponsored by ProCharger. They don't give me money. They give me deals on parts. I'm sponsored by NX. They don't give me money. They give us deals on parts. Sometimes they give us some stuff.
But everything that's done to the car is cash out of your pocket.
Yeah, I pay for everything. It's very rare that I even get stuff for free for the car.
Launcher was one of them.
Yeah,
One of the only ones was free that we didn't put on.
that was not intelligent.
But all the chassis work we didn't. We had Deeds do it. Which he'll build a new one too. A little bit different this time, but it was a lot of work to get that car to where it was. But you know, things happen.
Do you want to go to New Orleans?
Sure.
Chad B says he has a Maverick or a few.
When are you going to put your videos up?
Brian said thanks for the parts. Let's go to New Orleans and visit Chad B.
Well, we're going to PRI.
We are going to PRI. I'm not particular about the year. Mavericks are pretty much the same from 70 all the way until they stop making them. The only difference is the bumper, front balance, but I have all that stuff. I have a lot of spare parts, fenders.
Eric from Bakersfield, he asked me the same thing, and I said from 69.5 to 77, they're all the same. I said the only thing that we're particular on is where the door handle is inside the car. Some of them have the door handle as part of the armrest, and some of them are a little bit lower, but ours, we like them on the armrest.
The cage held up really well, actually. The front bar up against the windshield pushed out a little bit, and that knocked the windshield out on the second hit. And it's steel plates on the floor. But it held up really well. Dave at MPG built the cage inside, and he did a really good job. Definitely kept me safe. I was thrown around a little bit in there, but the main part of the car that I was in, it stayed safe. I don't know how. I mean, how do you crash at 160 miles an hour and it doesn't?
I mean, it wasn't head on, but it was still.
The second one was head on.
Well, before the power went out, which the first hit didn't seem nearly as bad as the second. It was almost 3 Gs, negative 3 Gs on the Holland when it hit the first wall, which is at an angle, and the other one was worse than that, but we don't have power, so we don't know what it went to.
Nitrous Camaro, yes, this is the same car that you raced on the street way back when. This Maverick is not going to be raced again. Parts that we take out of it will go into a new Maverick that I will build. It's not going to be done anytime soon. I'm not rich. I can't just throw a car back together in a month. It's going to be a while. It's going to take me a long time to save up money and get it going. Chad says he has 13 of them, plus 3 that he street races from 69 to 73.
13 Mavericks.
13 Mavericks. He's worse than me.
Oh yeah, you only had 2.
I had 4 at one point.
What other comments? I can read some of them.
Take over the Gray Mare. That was the plan. So I guess it's about time we announce our plan with the Gray Mare. A long time ago, before the YouTubes, I was going after a stock short block record for 302. I got really close. At the time, the record was a 584 in the 8th, and I went a 589 in the 8th with my stock short block in my Maverick at the time.
2,720 pounds.
Yeah, 2,720 pounds with me in it. And I got tired of not keeping up with all the people that I was racing with because I was going 580s and everyone was going a lot faster than me. So I pulled the motor, stopped working on that. Somebody else beat the record and went a 564.
Mark Miller.
Mark Miller holds the record for fastest stock block and fastest stock short block. So I'm going to take the stock short block from him. And we were actually getting that ready. That my old motor is inside the Gray Mare right now with a Pro Charger on it. I finally convinced this guy to put a blower on one of his cars. I know. You had a blower way before me, but you've been nitrous for life for the longest time.
I feel like burning shit up.
Yeah, you don't like pistons apparently. So that was the plan. This is already in the works. The Pro Charger was actually delivered to our shop while we were out of town at Streetcar Super Nationals. We actually just put it on. It's on there right now. I can't show you because this is my computer because I don't know how to use. I need to figure out how to go live on my camera. That things will be better after that. So we're supposed to go to the track December 4th.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're gonna make with both cars, but you can't drive.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to the track December 4th with both my stick shift car and this car. I was going to be driving this car and my stick shift car just to see if we can break the record with this thing, which shouldn't be too hard. It's about 800 pounds lighter than my Maverick was. It's 800 pounds lighter. We haven't weighed it since we put the blower on it.
Well, I mean, I posted a picture of the car that I scaled it, and I asked a bunch of people, well, actually, all my followers, how much do they think it weighs without a driver in it? It's like the way it sits right now. It's a moving driving car. And there's a lot of people that started off way off, and then as time went on, they got a lot closer. But
you were telling them how far
well,
off.
I was like, you're too low or too high, whatever. But no one exactly got it right, but one person did get within 2 pounds of what it weighs. And I think I'm gonna contact him and send him a poster or a shirt or something. I guess we can say how much it weighs.
Well, we don't know exactly how much it weighs with the blower on it.
At the time I weighed it.
Yeah, we weighed it before.
The time I weighed it, the way it sits now, minus the blower, driving car, all steel. It's an all steel car, and it weighs 1,994 pounds. So I think it's definitely one of the lightest Mustangs.
Yeah, so it weighs a lot less than it did, or a lot less than my Maverick did with that motor in it. So I think we have a really good chance of actually beating this record when we do take it out. As of right now, I can't drive because I have this. I'm going to the doctor's on Monday just to find out what we're going to do or what needs to happen with this. I don't know if I need surgery or if they just need to cast it, but I will most likely be in a cast after Monday. Yeah. So I can't drive right now. I was going to have Tony drive this car. Obviously, it's his car. So I was going to tap him in and have him drive. You probably hear him outside right now because he has the ear in. Yeah, this car is steel doors. It's an all steel car. It does not have all glass in it. The windshield and side windows are optic armor. And it's pretty, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but this door is like so light. Like it's just light. I don't know how to convey how light this thing is, but I'd say it's probably the lightest all steel car out there.
Oh yeah, it does have some optic armor on it.
You missed that.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You left. We are going to stay all Ford. We are very strictly Ford over here. So, can you open this and look at the comments?
Where?
On your phone? On the YouTube. You guys are loud.
Anybody else have any more questions?
Oh, look out racing.
Oh, I gotta turn it down.
I don't want to hear myself.
I gotta turn it down. I gotta see how, I don't know where Chad B, you already talked about Chad B, right?
Yeah, we gotta go see Chad B.
He has a 25-2 roller, but I don't know if it's
Oh,
still. We are keeping leaf springs also.
for now, until people stop requiring stock suspension, we
Well,
will
we
keep
never
leaf
had
springs.
a really issue with the leaf springs. I mean, the car's 60 foot. I mean, it was about to go 10 60 foot.
It probably would have went a 1060 foot.
That weekend, I'm
That
100%.
that pass that broke the rear end, that would have been a 1060 foot, definitely. I'm gonna be at PRI in a couple weeks.
Ryan Hudgens, 1900 steel doors and stock glass. Did you already read that one?
Hmm?
No, it's.
Yeah, I replied to that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's size. But it's only, I would say 15 pounds of total glass weight difference, maybe, in all three windows. But the back is still glass and the corner windows are still glass.
The current fastest stock short block and block is both by the same guy. He's got a Fairlane or a Fairmont?
Fairmont. It was a turbo Fairmont.
Turbo Fairmont. He went a 564 with a stock short block, and I believe a 498, 497 with a stock block.
And the fastest nitrous stock block is 503, I believe. But it takes time to do all that.
Yeah, I'll never go LS. Definitely never go LS. I mean, LS is cool for like a budget build. I don't know. If you don't have a lot of money and you're building a Camaro and you just want to throw something cheap in it and you don't want to put a bunch of money into it, go LS. Why not? I drove an LS car once. I drove Jeff's LS Mustang.
The Eddie Brax said, "Did you guys cover what caused the crash?" Let's talk about it again real fast.
How do I not see that? Where was it? Was it a while ago?
Through.
Oh, I'm behind over here, I guess. Yeah, white chocolate. That's the LS Mustang that I drove. I drove that in a girls' no prep shootout, and I won driving through the finish line sideways.
Yeah. If you know the track isn't good, it's different. But when you think the track is good and then you get to the end and it spins,
there's just a difference in how I was driving that car as to how I would drive my car. I was weird with my car, and I think it was probably a terrible idea for me to turn my car into a race car because of that, because I was too like
BP's LSs are never cool.
I mean, they have a time and a place. If you're lunchy, just do an LS.
Yes, LS is a budget build because they have a 15-degree cylinder head, and you get the motors from a truck for $300. That's exactly why they're a cheap build. But obviously,
I mean, if you're gonna go all out and spend the money, why would you spend it on an LS, especially if you have a Ford car? Building an all-out race engine for a Ford motor and building an all-out race engine for an LS is going to be about the same in the long run. I'm just saying, if you want to go buy a stock block LS and just throw junk at it and get yourself on the track, that's fine. You're not going to spend as much money as you are.
How many lunch you have? You tried to go to the damn store to get milk and you burned up like 3 rod bearings and
that's lunchy.
motors.
That's lunchy. That doesn't count.
Every motor has their thing. I just whatever.
Would I build a Coyote? If I had the pockets for it, I probably would. We're going to build a Coyote car eventually.
There's nothing wrong with an LS and a Camaro.
Easy on LS bashing. Well, it's different when you have a Chevy car, obviously.
Was it the gray mare that was 330 when I knew we were going to race the Porsche? Yes. That was a stick shift.
Yeah, that's this car right here.
I still have the motor that was in there that did that, but it's not in it right now. The SRC Falcon is a little different because it has different suspension than leaf springs. I think before Billy and
Was
them
that
bought
a
it,
4-link or?
it identifies as a fox body underneath.
Stock, right?
Yeah, it's stock. Like that other
Can you
Maverick,
pass it off
like
as
the other
stock?
Maverick that wanted to race you, and he had stock suspension, but he didn't
Yeah,
have
he
leaf
totally
springs.
has stock suspension. I don't know what you're talking about. He's going all out anyway, so, and he's gonna call me out.
That's fine.
I'm definitely gonna put a video out of streetcar. I'm probably gonna do one of like the streetcar prep before we were going, and then another one definitely of the crash. It's taken me a little bit to do it. It's weird. It's like watching videos of the car together and not smashed is like watching videos of a loved one before they died. I'm gonna cry again because I'm a girl.
I think you were
and
going
it's
to
terrible.
post after this weekend. You were going to make a video of the, sucks to say, but the crash in Texas,
Yeah,
which is a totally different scenario.
That
But now that this one is,
smells like pizza in here.
it's right there. That's what I went out and got. I got the pizza. I guess you could turn your. You can't rotate your
What?
your screen,
To
the
where?
camera.
Where do you want to rotate
You're
it to?
chopping up our vibrate.
Oh. Is that better, sir?
Yeah.
It's backwards though.
That's okay.
It's to Nardiv.
You can see our Tawny over there in the corner.
I'm sorry. Nobody on here knows what a Tawny is.
No, but
Are you going to tell a story about Tawny?
no, I'm not going to tell.
You're not going to tell a story about Tawny?
That's Tawny number 3.
How many Tawnies do you have?
3 now.
What Charger is going on the gray mare? We have a P1X on it right now. Pretty excited.
Kelly's doing the pipes. Kelly Black GT is doing the pipes next Wednesday, I believe, and then
That's the KH Fab Shack.
Fab Shack, yeah. So I have to change the gear, wire the nitrous, or Brian will wire the nitrous, because we squeeze it. It's not just blower; it's nitrous and blower on this.
It's a little Pro Charger and Nitrous
So
Express
yeah, it went 6
combination.
Her old combination went 620, 615 on just blower, and then we squeezed it, so it picked up 3.5 tenths with nitrous, and a tenth and a half of that was in the 60-foot.
Chad, are you the one that was in the come up? Did you take your Maverick to the come up without a front end on it? Because I think I saw a Maverick there. Maybe. Is that you? I may freak out when I see a Maverick, and I may have been yelling at the screen when we were watching that video. Jason's on here.
How many beers does it take to get Hacito drunk?
None.
I don't think there's enough.
0. He's drunk all the time. Wakes up and he's drunk.
Yeah, they're in the meantime, while we're building another car for her, we're continually going to buy parts for the Snowflake and brace this. We have a few motors for this, so if we break this one, we'll just put another one in it. The cost is a lot less to run this type of car than it is to run the Maverick or the Snowflake when it's done. It's just on a higher level.
There's another chick driving a Maverick. That's cool.
So if anybody remembers the street race pyramid, this is like just above squid level, I believe, because it's so easy to run, and the other ones are at the higher level, 800 credits.
Above the fun level.
Above the fun zone, yeah.
This is more like fun zone.
That's fun zone.
This is fun zone. The other Maverick, the stick shift Maverick, that's probably squid level. That's
I would say that
level.
the blower on this car was more expensive than half the things that are in it, except for the titanium. That's just
yeah, expensive. You're crazy with that.
Yeah.
You're a psycho with titanium.
Yeah, people have asked, how do I get the car so light? I did everything you did. No, you didn't.
What year short block is in the mirror currently? The short block that's in the mirror came out of a 1991 Mustang that got rear-ended. I pulled the motor out of it and put it in my Maverick. 8, 9 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, fun zone.
So I don't know. I'm trying to convince this guy to drive this car to try and break the record, and then I'll drive it afterwards and break his record since I can't exactly drive it.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it'll be close enough. Uh-oh.
Oh, are you losing it?
I think it'll be 2380 with me in it. 2280. What's it, 1984? 2280. Not 2,300 pounds.
You gotta lose some weight.
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
I'm gonna go throw that pizza away.
No, you're not.
Um,
Is anybody else going to PRI?
yeah, who's going to PRI? If I have a cast by then, maybe people can sign it for me. I haven't had a broken bone since elementary school. Got all the signatures. 4th grade.
Some used D8 CO3 heads.
Can I
Cody,
say how fast the Maverick went?
No.
I can tell you it was going 160 miles an hour about when it went sideways and into the wall. We should do Rocky Mountain Race Week in the street cars now
Yeah.
that we don't have another full-blown race program going on right
I
now.
think you're going to be surprised how fast another car is.
I don't think I'm going to build another car that fast. You know my financial situation. You know how much money I just dumped into a car and then drove into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a while.
So they asked what you broke again?
Just got on. What did you break for a cast? I broke my arm. Broke my arm driving into a wall in my car. I wonder if I can. I really want to do Rocky Mountain Race Week. I think that would be so much fun. I don't care if I'm driving a 15-second car. I want to do it just for the road trip. I love road trips.
Racing
Me
and
and
road
this
trip.
guy flew out to Missouri when I bought my truck and drove it back. And even though we lost a fuel pump and had to fix it in a Walmart parking lot in Arkansas, it was still probably one of the best road trips ever. It was so fun. I mean, even if Team D Performance just does Rocky Mountain Race Week, I would just follow him and just drive behind them and just be his little pit crew just to go for the drive. I'm gonna see if I can. This is gonna be. I mean, these videos are gonna be in the video that I do.
How much horsepower at the wheels?
I guess I can show you this. This is my broken arm. If you can see it, you probably can't see it. Oh, probably right there. So this right there is broke. Whoa, wrong one. I don't know. That's my arm. Just the end by the wrist is cracked all the way across. And then is this the race? I'm sure there's a much better way to do this. So this is during the crash. It's in slow motion. And there's no sound, so this is boring, but the next car is definitely going to have a funny car cage in it after watching me get thrown around so bad. Yeah, so that's that. The brakes did not lock up. What happened is as soon as I passed the finish line, it started to spin right as I was letting off. And it made the car start drifting to the right, and I started to turn the steering wheel left, and it didn't react whatsoever. There's nothing I could have done besides pull a chute, and I didn't have a chute on my car. So yeah. What broke my arm? The whole time I was trying to drive that thing. So it started to drift right, and I was trying to turn it left, and I hit the wall. I hit the right wall, and then it shot over towards the left wall, and it was going head on with the left wall, and I was trying to turn it right. And as soon as I hit the left wall, both my hands were on the steering wheel, and I think it hit right here and smacked it. Yeah, I was definitely trying to drive that thing, and I had no control over it. It was dumb on my part. I was just in there doing it for looks, apparently, because it wasn't doing anything.
9 out of 10 times when someone's spinning out or crashing and they save it somehow, miraculously, or miraculously.
That's a new word.
Yeah, miraculously.
Yeah. I can't talk right now either.
Miraculously save the car. They didn't have any control over nothing. It's just luck. If you pull the chute, that's the only thing that can save you at that speed. It happened to Bodie Jr. last year. He spun a car out right at the finish line. Same track, same situation. All we could tell is that it spun a tire at the top of high gear when she crossed the finish line.
Yeah, so this is only my fourth broken arm. I hope it heals as nicely as my first 3 broken arms. I just have little tiny toothpick bones apparently, and they break easy. If I didn't try and drive the dang car, I probably wouldn't even be injured.
Yeah, they say to just let go of the steering wheel and grab your harness, but it's hard to do that when you're.
It's not like I was trying, it was just happening. It was just my brain doing what it thought it needed to do at the time. I did not see the other radial top end crashes. I heard there were a few of them that happened the exact way that my crash happened. The prep at the track stopped right at the finish line. You'll see that in the video that I do post eventually. You can see the whole track looks glossy, perfect and glossy, all the way up into the finish line, and then it's just black after that. What car am I going to build next? Definitely a Maverick. The first hour after my crash, I was a little mad about it, and I was mad at leaf springs, and I was mad at everything. And then it took me a little while to sit down and realize that it's not the Maverick, it's not the leaf springs that made me crash. It's something completely different. So I definitely go with a Maverick.
It is a shorter wheelbase to get rolling, but it's not like we had a wheelie problem anymore. Car worked really well.
Definitely didn't have a wheelie problem.
Which on her video she was
loving the LX Fox body.
She was.
This is the gray mare. This isn't just any Fox body. This guy's famous. He's a famous race car driver in the gray mare, and it's a famous car. He would do wheelies and shift into second gear in the air past Porsches that he gave space to through intersections.
It's fine. It's just an old Mustang.
He's so famous.
As Brian would say, it's just a gutted shitbox.
I mean, it is, but it's a famous gutted shitbox.
It's a famous gutted shitbox.
What tires will be on the mare? Radials, 275, Pro 275. We're trying to go fast. We're not trying to go on the street just yet. I think our plan, correct me if I'm wrong, is to break the stock short block record. And then we're going to pull this motor out and put the mare's original motor in it and break the stock block record.
Yes.
And then we're going to send this guy on the street.
Well, in between all those,
Brian said old war stories.
Yeah, I would like to do some no preps and end of the track stuff with this car. It doesn't have to be a contender, just to go out there and do some racing and have some fun.
Is this the same car that was white back in the day? No.
Mm-mm.
He still has the white car. That's Snowflake. That one is in another location currently. I was stealing parts on it.
Yes.
Now I think you're gonna start stealing parts
I
from
thought we
me.
had 12 cars. We have 11.
We have 11?
I think it's 11.
We have a red car in San Diego that we need to go pick up.
How many are here? The Olds is outside. This is here.
Are you counting? 1, 2.
The crashed up Grubblers in the trailer with a smart car. The 91 and the 85 are outside. Bessie and the 450.
So it's a Hollywood Grandpa. Yeah, the famous, world famous Hollywood Grandpa driving the stick shift gray mare.
Yeah, Mr. Arizona. Yes, it exactly that. It's well.
What? What did Mr. Arizona say? Oh,
her Maverick had half that because it has stock shock towers on her Maverick with Fox body struts and A-arms, and we used a AJK member, but only parts of it. Where it bolts in is there, then we cut it all up, and it's got racecraft A-arms and racecraft drop spindles and Menser front struts that actually came off my car. But the back half is still leaf springs. Their Falcon has an actual 4-link boxes, like a upper lower control arms.
Just like said back in the day, everyone thought you had nitrous in the white car. I think he's talking about the gray car. Everyone thought the mare had nitrous on it, and it didn't.
No.
I think everyone was just sad that you beat him in the all motor stick shift Fox body.
Hold on. When I raced Polo, that was another Fox body I had. Another one that looked like the.
Which one was that? Dogness' car?
No, that was the Junior Flake.
Oh. You probably had nitrous.
He walked right by me. He drove by me with his headphones on. I haven't lost a lot of races in my time, but that was funny. I watched him. I got out on him, and he drove by me with his. He was like this, and he had his girlfriend in the back seat for weight, and he drove by me like this with his headphones on. I watched him. It was like in slow motion. He was on radials, and I was on a slick. He drove right around me. That was something else. I will admit that.
Have they ever contacted me about being on Gone Girl? They have. Bodie contacted me about being on Gone Girl. But ultimately, they said no because of things that happened. When this guy was supposed to race JJ. The first season of the JJ's arm drop. And there was a big fight on the show. And because I'm associated with this beautiful man right here.
But hopefully we cleared that up. But the show is already going, so who knows?
Have we ever come to Indiana for a race? We have not. We're about to be in Indianapolis for PRI for a few days.
Yeah, we're going up. We're flying out Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. So we'll be there Friday, Saturday. I want to do up Wednesday night.
Wow.
So it could be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But you like to work a lot.
It's small.
No prep talks.
It's small, so we can get through it. I mean, you can do SEMA. Me, Brian, and Mopar did SEMA in a day, but we just went back just because why not?
Yeah, but this is different. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to beg people to give me free parts so I can rebuild my car.
Help you out with parts.
I don't know. Maybe I should go there and just ask people to give me everything. I don't know.
Are we going to dig or die? There is another one coming up, right?
Was the Cocaine Bandit crashed at the Jake race? Yes, it was. Very minorly. That was actually in one of my videos, if you watch it. He
hit the trans brake button at the finish line.
Yeah, he hit he accidentally hit when he was going into neutral, he hit the trans brake button at the finish line and it locked up his rear tires and spun him around, and he barely tapped the front left corner.
What was good though, his chute was already deployed.
Yeah.
When he did it.
And it slowed him down a lot. We're going to Frank's tomorrow, actually. Mr. Cocaine Bandit himself.
Mr. Cocaine Bandit.
We're gonna go over to his house.
Would I build a no prep car? This would be a no prep car. It's not to the extent of those cars, but it would be that car.
I think we're definitely, once we break the records with this car and we get this thing back to its like street race roots, I think we'll definitely bring it out to Texas and start traveling a lot with it so he can race a lot of people on the street.
Mr. Arizona.
Hmm?
Read it.
Mr. Arizona.
No prep kings? No, we
Can you
don't
help me?
have.
Mr. Arizona, I will definitely message you. I definitely need all the help I can get, and I
No
really
prep
appreciate
kings.
that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
How dare you?
No prep kings is on a whole other level.
I am excited for you to get into some street stuff, though.
We'll probably take this back to Texas and just mess around.
Do well at no
Box
prep.
body behind me is the gray mare. That's an old beater.
It's not an old beater. It's the famous gray mare.
Yes, no preps are all about 60 foot and then not spinning out too fast. When this car was running with a stick shift, we could go do a burnout on bare asphalt, and I would lead the line at like 5,500 with a stick shift, which is harder to do than automatic, and it would go down. That's the way we made it. It's a little bit different now because we have more weight on the front for the radial stuff that we're going to do, but it can easily be changed around again. It's just a tool to do something that we want to do with. It's a beater.
It is not a beater. There's not this much titanium on a beater.
Yeah.
Bessie is a beater. That's why her name is Bessie the Beater. This is a car that people look up to.
It's fine. It's a good show.
It looks really good from 15 feet away.
Well, everybody can build a car like this minus the titanium. But
anybody can do the titanium. They just have to be dumb and spend a bunch of money on titanium.
You know, people get drunk and make stupid phone calls to people.
Exactly, Tom Spivo. It's a legend.
People get drunk and make stupid phone calls to like ex-girlfriends, or I just don't get drunk and make stupid purchases
on TI-64.
online.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the gray mare has the whole drivetrain out of my Maverick in it. Not the most recent drivetrain, what I had in it a few years ago. So it's a stock short block 302. It has just off-the-shelf trick flow cam, twisted wedge heads, Victor Jr. intake, carburetor, blower, nitrous, and a C4. So it's nothing special, but it's gonna be special because it's gonna break the stock short block record.
You're gonna build the next Maverick the same way? I would say yes and no.
Yeah, the next Maverick build is definitely, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be purpose built. I think my Maverick was held back a lot because it's something I had a lot of sentimental value with. I've had the car for a very long time, and it was a fight to take the original seats out of it. Like we had to put a cage in it, and I didn't want to put a cage in it because I didn't want to take my seats out, and it was stupid of me. I should have just never built that car if that was going to be the case. I hindered myself and the growth of that car as a race car because I didn't want to let go of the sentimental value that I had with it. I should have left it as a street car, and I should have just got a roller and just built it as a purpose-built race car, which is what the next car is going to be. My next car is definitely going to be a purpose-built race car. It's going to have a lot more thought put into it on safety, and it's definitely going to be a lot lighter. We're going to cut a lot more out of it.
We may even put a bigger blower on it.
I do plan to put together a video from SESN. I'm already about halfway done with the pre-SCSN video. I was working on that today. Um, so there's going to be one video of before SCSN, and then there's probably going to be another video about the crash, and then another video about the rest of SCSN, because after I crashed and I was completely out for the rest of the weekend. Another thing that I really love to do is photography and videography. So I was able, as much as I could, I was able to go out with my cameras and take videos and put GoPros in other people's cars and get a lot of footage that way. So
It's unfortunate that we didn't get a final, but we were beat anyways by Sunday night at 2 in the morning.
yeah, I'll definitely do a video on everything that happened at SCSN. I feel really bad for Mel, the guy that throws SCSN, because a lot of the things that were happening at that race were completely out of his hands. It's not his fault. I don't think he expected to sell 750 tech cards for that race. That was a lot for one person to handle, especially for everything that was going on at that race and all the oil downs and all just the mess. Like, none of it was his fault.
Sometimes you don't know how to make a schedule or rectify things until they happen. Which
It's not just that though. Mel is usually great at making a schedule. Like, that event usually goes so smoothly the last 5 years or so. I know before that there were some issues, but that event is usually really well ran.
Well, I mean, same thing happens at import versus domestic. I mean, they crash all the time. They blow motors up all the time. I haven't never been to one, but I do want to go.
Yeah, I'm sure. There was, I think, 250 more cars than there were the year before. I think it was just unexpected, and he didn't. I mean, who would expect that to happen? That's insane. It's unfortunate that the event was so just bad. I can't think of a word to explain it. It's not that the event was bad.
Wasn't as exciting with the hype because there was no consistency in racing. You would get 2 or 3 passes, maybe 4, and then someone would oil down, and then it would stop for an hour and a half, and it's hard to get a rhythm of racing when you do that. And then people aren't getting all their passes. You know, if you entered one class from Wednesday, say you enter a class, I'm sorry, Thursday, you only enter one class, you're going to get one pass on Friday, one pass on Thursday. You'll get 2 passes on Friday, and then 1 pass on Saturday, and then you're into eliminations. That's the normal if you enter one class. And I think people would rather make more passes than that if you only enter one class. But everyone's going to have their opinion anyways. So, what are you going to do?
No, it was a bit of a mess of an event. I definitely didn't help by driving into a wall, but happens, I guess. Yeah, door handle location. I don't like the door handle like all the way down.
We thought the same thing.
It's the cars that have a glove box have the door handle lower down on the door, and the cars that don't have the glove box have it in the door handle. My car was a 73, and it had it on the door handle or on the door or whatever armrest thing. Say words.
I think that sums up everything. I mean,
That sums everything up.
we're going to
Recap.
continue. Well,
the event was messy because there was a lot more cars than there should have been. There was a lot of oil downs. I crashed, adding to the not exciting event schedule. There were 6 or 7 cars left in almost all the classes when they called the race. They couldn't do it the next day because they didn't have fire safety or EMTs available to come back for Monday.
I mean, no one goes to the race expecting to blow their motors up or blow their transmissions up or crash or break blowers or break anything. I mean,
hey, we went to the race expecting Brian to blow his turbos up, and he didn't.
Yeah. Go BS Racing.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job. I think
He kicked butt.
I think out of everybody, he may have had most of the.
He kicked butt until Wendy kicked his butt.
Yeah. I mean, Greenberg had problems with some stuff with his car, but he still ended up pulling it together to make some good passes. Kelly his car looks like it's a drift car going down the track, but he still made some good passes.
Yeah,
but he ended up having some issues.
Kelly drives his Kelly drives his radial car like those no prep people drive their no prep cars.
Kelly's definitely a cowboy in there, and Kelly did break his motor Sunday
Oh,
night.
calendar contest. I forgot to go over that.
But we were going to put her motor in Kelly's car if it continued for Monday because he was still in, and they were shutting it down. We were going to do an all-nighter and put
What
her
were we
motor.
going to do about my rockers? Because Greenberg stole my rocker.
Kelly has the same rockers.
Okay.
We all have the same parts.
But we're all of his okay.
The only thing that's different is Greenberg has Fuel Tech, and Kelly, Tess, and Parks all have Holly, and everything's interchangeable except for the Fuel Tech. Greenberg had to one up everybody.
Fine.
But all four of you guys have high ports, so all four of you. Well, Parks he doesn't have T&Ds. He bought the other ones.
Man, I like T&D.
Mm-hmm.
They messaged me on the Instagram and said thank you for running the rockers because they saw them in a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
That was really
Very
cool.
good company.
That made
Taco Sheldon over there.
Yeah. That was really cool.
And building cars, we deal with a lot of companies and
there's a lot of
service.
Awesome people, definitely. I mean, TVM, Jason at TVM, he's awesome. He came over to the pits after I crashed my car. I mean, everybody at Menser, the last time I talked to them, that was a riot. That was great.
Yeah.
Everybody over there
Mark
is
and
amazing.
John.
And Candace and everybody that we deal with. Stop it.
That's what they asked you.
You're not supposed to call them out on the internet. I wasn't going to mention anything about that. That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Jeff the realtor, he didn't necessarily break, did he? He just had some issues.
He melted the head.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Never mind, he did break. I know he was lifting the heads. I didn't know he actually melted the head. Do we do a donation for the build like some of the other channels? I don't know. I don't know if I want to ask people for money. That feels weird to me. If people want to send money to help me build my car, that would be fantastic, but I feel weird asking for it. Never been one to ask people for stuff, which is why I don't have as many sponsors as I probably should.
Yeah, good thing we're gonna get that carbon drive shaft in there.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't time for a carbon drive shaft yet.
Before this race, we were supposed to do a carbon drive shaft in rear, which had nothing to do with the accident, but we have drum brakes in the rear, and Jason was getting us a set of rear, Jason at TBM, a rear disc brake setup, which he was waiting on me to figure out depth and everything. So I finally got it to him, but Vetus would have been ruined at this race anyways. The driver's side would have been fine, but the passenger side would have been compromised for sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
It broke the wheel. Yeah. It broke the whole center out of her rear passenger wheel.
Really?
Is it almost time?
Yeah, we can go. It's been over an hour.
Mm-hmm. It goes by
I think that's a lot.
Well, if anybody has any other questions pertaining to this, you can always ask her or me, her mostly, but it'll give more specifics in the video. And as time goes on, we get more video of people sending us video of the accident from different angles, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Someone actually, was it today or yesterday? I think it was today. Someone just sent me a video of it, about half track of the accident. It's just, I know 1320 video got a really good video of it. Fred was on the starting line and he was filming. He got to zoom in and it looked really bad from his video. I don't know if they're going to post it or not.
I don't think it was delightful. It's definitely terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good from any angle, but it looked worse from his.
I stopped watching
seeing
it
it
and I
go
ran
into
to the car. So
that second wall. Did you even watch the second hit, or did you
part of the second, the third one, I was already in the car driving.
was
It was crashing for 10 seconds. 8 to 10 seconds.
it's hard for me to watch. That's probably why it's going to take me a while to get the video out. It's hard to watch the video of it before it was like the videos leading up to the crash are hard. Like seeing it rolling and driving and going down the track is hard to watch.
It's fine.
I'm
Just
gonna cry the whole time. It's great. Don't mind me. I'm crying again. It's fine.
you're all right.
Don't laugh at me. It's like my child. It's like losing a kid.
You build another one.
Watching videos of them when they were alive.
Yeah, so whatever Maverick we find, it doesn't have to have a VIN tag because we'll just swap this one over so she feels all warm and fuzzy again.
What manual trans was in the gray mare?
It used to have a tiki.
A tiki?
Let me.
It had a tiki torch transmission.
Let me rewind. It was a Liberty face-plated TKO 600 with a fifth gear removed, and I don't have it anymore. I actually sold it.
To an idiot.
No, I didn't.
No? Oh, that was a broken one. That was a G-force. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I used to have a G-force in it. Sold that one years ago, but the face-plated TKO 600 was awesome training. So if anybody wants to go that route, they're very good. If I ever do it again, I'll put one back in there because the car's light enough. The other build that I'm going to do with a 6-speed is going to have a Magnum 6-speed in it.
Can you actually read that?
Yeah.
I'm so blind.
He knows a guy that's training with his Maverick.
I don't know. I think we need to go out to Louisiana. We've never been to Louisiana.
Go to the pad.
Yeah.
Billy says that the pad is one of his best places.
I'm surprised they haven't ruined it yet. Usually really cool street racing streets they ruin.
I think they do it on purpose to get people. I don't think they mess with them out there. I think
really
they just let them go.
It's a good
Chappie has titles for all his. Yeah, we don't need a title. It doesn't matter to us. It'll never be driven on the street. Well, I mean, I guess
it probably will be, but
yeah,
I don't think it really matters.
We live 2 blocks from a 7-Eleven, and we're supposed to drive groups up to the 7-Eleven, but we never did.
We might be able to drive it still. Just drive it like crooked down the street, dragging parts.
Yeah, there's no transmission fluid in it. That's expensive training fluid too. A lot.
Yeah. $20 years. That's crazy. We can't even have a good street race spot for 10 years.
Well,
for 5 years before they ruin it.
Before we take this out, I'll probably take it out to the street and
take the old windmills.
Use the old draggy like everybody else.
We haven't even used that. We should take it out with the 4-cylinder.
Go draggy stuff.
No, the slowest car that we have. Anyways, your pizza's getting cold.
It's okay. We'll keep on. You got to keep on doing this stuff so more people come on. It's not bad. It goes up and down.
You want to keep going? You can keep going. Does anybody have questions about the gray mare? Because the gray mare man is right here. Why do you get so annoyed? Whoa.
Oh, it's on now.
You hit a button.
I think it's on now.
Stop pushing buttons on those things.
I never had.
What if they can't hear us anymore? $115 on the draggy. That's cool. This is the way. What do you think that thing's 60 foot?
What?
Mare with the original combination.
Oh, the stick shift.
The mare with the 331 and the stick shift.
Lunchy's really good at stuff like that. He said it would go. He said it probably went 120 on certain passes. Some definitely felt better than others, just depending how high I left. I mean, the hardest launch that I ever did in the car was on bridge, on concrete.
Did it almost do a backflip?
No, I didn't do a wheelie there then.
Really?
No. I drove out and did a wheelie, but it didn't wheelie from the hit.
Three gears in the gray mare was 410s or 373s?
I had 430s.
Wow. How old were you when you started racing?
19.
I was probably about the same.
My original car, I fell asleep on the freeway and crashed it and it burned up. Mustang. I've had quite a few Mustangs over my time. Snowflakes on jack stands in our shop. Well, not shop, but like our workplace.
I was stealing parts from Snowflake to put on my Maverick, and then I drove all those parts into the wall with my Maverick. So I think I owe you.
This is an easy one.
Hmm.
Mike Castillo. What rear suspension is on the Maverick? It's not that I'm laughing at you. It's just
Hey,
Team
Mary.
Z. That car is all Team Z, front to back. So it has upper and lower instant center bars on it, and in fact, it just helped me out with some more things that are on it. When I did the front half, Kelly Black GT did the front half, and we put coilovers on the rear. But it's all Team Z. Uh, Jerry.
Small block Ford doesn't work? What?
No,
What?
no, he's laughing. He has a small block Ford too. He came by and seen us. He was in the pit. He has the orange notchback with a solid Ford.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all Team Z stuff. You call up Team Z and you talk to my buddy Frankie over there, and you say I want the gray mare package, and then they sell you everything, and you just put it on and it works. The Maverick had racecraft stuff on it.
I had Team Z stuff on it too,
Yeah,
though.
it
The
was
anti-roll bar was Team Z.
The anti-roll bar was Team Z on the Maverick, and the motor plate and mid plate were from Team Z. Shock, the rear shock bar was Team Z. The spindles, A-arms were racecraft. And obviously the rear suspension was Caltrac. Standard Caltrac bars and leaves.
What's the most power stock block will take?
The most as far as stock, is the stock block, the turbo guy. I forgot his name.
He made like 960 or something, didn't he?
8 or 900. I think Jason Dunham knows more about it than I do, but he went 585 with a stick shift, and he swears I think he made 860 horsepower with it with a stock crank rods and pistons. Stock blocks, who knows? I mean, enough to go fours. So another probably 800 too.
Definitely enough to go fours. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff that can help them. You can concrete the block, put the girdles on it,
This
wrap ratchet straps around it.
This particular block is not filled.
Hopes and prayers.
Yeah, it is not filled. It doesn't have any filler in it. It doesn't have any girdle inside the lifter valley, which those don't do absolutely nothing. And it does not have a girdle on the mains either. The only thing the main support does is keep your block from splitting completely in half.
Stock block shootout guy ran 488. Really?
I've never heard of that one.
I know the 82 Deck Mafia page, they used to do a lot of the
stock. Well,
the stock block races.
There's been stock blocks 95s that go into fours. This is a stock 82.
82 Deck 302 base
Stock
motor.
A2 deck is still 497. The stock 95 are stronger. The Windsor blocks are stronger than the A2 deck Windsors.
Yeah, I'm sure stock block Windsors go 4s all the time.
Yeah.
Is it just the one guy that's gone 4s in this with a stock 302 block?
Mark Miller. Yeah.
I know they were in the teens for a while, and then they
He's
got
got
in the
shirts and
O's.
everything, as Jeff the Realtor pointed out. But
He likes to rub that in your face, huh?
Yeah.
You better get on that. A few months ago.
is the gray mirror in the back? Yes, that is the gray.
That is the gray mare. It is not the gray mare motor.
Man,
It is
that
not
thing
the gray
looks
mare
good
train.
on
That
film.
looks really good.
Yeah, I need to wax it again, but it's pretty bad.
It looks really good.
It's all the lighting.
So nice. Look at that thing. Really? You know I have a broken arm, right?
With its Honda.
You just come and push your nose
With
into
its
it.
Honda rims in the back.
You don't know, do you? You have no idea. You just want the pet.
Okay.
You done?
Yeah.
Am I done? We're done?
An hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're done. If anyone wants any other questions answered, you better get it in right now. We're about to leave.
Well, video up of the car running. I didn't really post too much about it. I actually drove around the block a few times.
Where's Jello? Surprised he's not over here.
He's sleeping.
Lazy. The lazy jerk. Good night.
All right, hit it.
Hit the
Use the touch.
no, the mouse is right there. You know how to use a computer, yeah? Wait. Oh, stock block Windsor. Yeah. That's easy.
Yeah, the Windsors are not too hard to do that with. But you guys all come to 8th.
Best time in the 8th for what?
Well, the best time in the 8th for A2 deck is 497. Which I'm sure at some point Mark Miller's going to catch the drift of all this. Maybe he'll
Of
put
what we're doing?
Yeah, maybe he'll put
Well,
A2 deck.
obviously he's going to catch the drift of all this because I'm going to post it the 8-2 deck
All right.
thing.
See you
Bye.
Oh, it's not done yet. You get a double action.
Yeah, you got to hit the end.
All right, see you.